Ahsoka, I barely know her. Why does Mike ever leave me alone? This is a bad idea. Look, I know it's been hard out there. Been hard to be a Star Wars fan for a long time now. Kind of like hard to be one of these guys' fans. Ugh. Anyways, we've had to conquer some serious hurdles lately. I feel like maybe there is a little bit of hope left out in the galaxy. The first 2 episodes of Ahsoka appeared on Disney Plus this past Tuesday evening. So far, people seem to be showing a positive vibe towards it. So let's break it down a little bit. First of all, we see a wide array of different landscapes and different locations. Lothal looks like it was ripped right out of Star Wars Rebels, and that was so cool to see. So far, some really cool backdrops for this story, and I'm excited to see where else we go. It's absolutely setting us up to see some things that I don't think any of us ever thought we would be seeing. So Kevin Kiner is our composer, and let me tell you, this score is so good. And he's like coming off of other Star Wars projects like The Clone Wars, Star Wars Rebels, The Bad Batch, and Tales of the Jedi. He's like a solid fan favorite here and absolutely delivered in these first 2 episodes. It's like this guy is breaking out of the shadow of John Williams, and just so nice to hear what he's coming up with for these characters. Ahsoka continues to be like this older version of herself that we saw back in The Mandalorian. She's starting to hear these whispers of the return of Grand Admiral Thrawn, and that's like seriously no good here, so she's got to track that down. Also, like as a little side story here, the last time we saw Grand Admiral Thrawn, he was being propelled off into the nether regions of space with a member of the Ghost crew from Star Wars Rebels, Ezra Bridger. We will see where that story takes us, but it feels like we are going to finally be getting some answers to the big question mark they left us off with in Star Wars Rebels. So Ahsoka is on the hunt for Thrawn. There's just something about Rosario Dawson's portrayal of Ahsoka that is just really captivating. I remember seeing her for the first time in The Mandalorian and being intrigued then and like wanting this series to happen right then and there. Of course, we are reintroduced to some familiar faces from Star Wars Rebels. These characters are some of the best and most beloved in the entire Star Wars franchise. So far, the transformation from animated to live action looks and feels phenomenal. Even though these are different actors portraying these characters in live action for the most part, the soul of these characters has remained the same. You can really tell that Dave Filoni is pulling this all together here. It was really smart for Disney and Lucasfilm to allow him to continue driving the ship for all of these characters. But there's like still a plethora of other characters from the Clone Wars and from Rebels that could show up. We'll see if this current vision persists. We've met Lady Morgan Elsbeth before. We learn way more about her in these first 2 episodes of Ahsoka. Like, she's a freaking Night Sister. If you aren't up on your Sisters of Dathomir lore, I'd suggest checking out the Clone Wars Season 3 episode, Night Sisters and Monsters. Really good foundation building. I'll kind of give you a backstory of who these gals are. And what you need to know is that this is some old-timey witchcraft shit. Very cool. It would be like super rare to see this during the time that Ahsoka is taking place. Like, it adds a certain level of spice that I really think that these live action shows need. We also come to learn that she's hired 2 mysterious mercenaries. First, they appear to be Jedi, but reveal themselves to be something far more sinister. Maybe not that sinister. Ray Stevenson is playing Master Baylan Skoll. This dude is menacing. He's logical and calculated like a Jedi, but he's not afraid to use his power to take what he wants, much like a Sith. He's somewhere in between, and I think we're going to be hearing this term Dark Jedi thrown around a lot as the series progresses. Basically, he's got his own code that he follows. Ray Stevenson is already shaping up to be one of the top performances of the entire Ahsoka series. As he passed away earlier in 2023, we can only hope that Baylan gets a satisfying and complete storyline within this series. He is a master, which means that he must have an apprentice. And his apprentice is played by Ivana Sikno. She is Shin Hati. And you can tell she still has a lot to learn, but is following in the footsteps of her mentor. Like, she moves with that same calculated grace as Baylan, but she's got like this adolescent impulsiveness still. Ivana Sicno just does a fantastic job of portraying her, and quite frankly, she just looks badass while doing it. So they seem to be setting up like this foil juxtaposition with Ahsoka and Sabine, who've got this mentorship, as well as Baylan and Shid on the opposite side of that coin. As we know, Ahsoka has always kind of been cursed when it comes to that mentor-apprentice relationship. Like, she kind of notoriously fails in both roles. So opening that door again, and then also having to go up against this master-apprentice duo that seems to be really tight together, like really bonded and works well together. I think it's going to force Ahsoka to confront those issues that she has with the master-apprentice relationship. And we're going to see that develop throughout this series, which would be sick. Hopefully she can overcome them, because if she can't, that's, sorry, Sabine. All in all, this is looking like a really fun show that I think will pique mainly the interest of Star Wars Rebels fans, but has the potential to grow into something more. There's still a lot of characters far, far away and more galaxy left to see. So until then, don't be a hut, hit the subscribe button. Bye!